of Green Gables. Anne Shirley was a little girl with bright red hair and lots of freckles. She was 11 years old and lived in an orphanage because she didn't have a family to take care of her. But Anne didn't let that make her sad all the time. She had a big imagination and loved to dream about wonderful things. One day, a brother and sister named Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert decided they wanted to adopt a boy to help them on their farm. Their farm was called Green Gables, and it was in a small town called Avonlea. Matthew went to the train station to pick up the boy. But instead of a boy, he found Anne. Anne was so happy to meet Matthew, even though she had never met him before. She talked and talked the whole way to Green Gables, telling Matthew about her dreams and how excited she was to finally have a home. Matthew liked Anne right away because she was so cheerful. But Marilla wasn't sure about Anne. "We wanted a boy," she said. Anne felt so sad and cried. She begged Marilla to let her stay. Marilla decided to give Anne a chance, and soon Anne moved into Green Gables. Anne loved Green Gables. She loved the big trees, the flowers, and the little brook that ran by the farm. But most of all, she loved having a home. She promised to be good so Matthew and Marilla would keep her. Anne started going to school in Avonlea. She loved to learn, but sometimes her imagination got her into trouble. At school, she met a boy named Gilbert Blythe. He teased Anne about her red hair and called her carrots. Anne was so mad that she broke her slate over his head. After that, Anne decided she didn't like Gilbert at all. Anne also made a best friend named Diana Barry. Diana lived next door, and the two girls did everything together. They had tea parties, told stories, and made up adventures. Anne called Diana her bosom friend, which meant they were as close as sisters. Anne was very smart, but she was also very curious and sometimes got into funny trouble. Once, she accidentally dyed her hair green because she wanted it to be black like Diana's. Another time, she baked a cake but used the wrong ingredient, and it tasted awful. And once, she got Diana drunk by mistake when she served her currant wine instead of raspberry cordial. Even though Anne made mistakes, Matthew and Marilla grew to love her very much. They saw how kind and hard-working she was. Matthew especially loved Anne and always cheered her up when she was sad. As Anne grew older, she worked hard at school and became one of the best students. She even competed with Gilbert Blythe to see who could get the highest grades. Over time, Anne and Gilbert stopped fighting and became friends. Anne dreamed of going to college to become a teacher. She worked very hard and earned a scholarship to a school called Queen's Academy. Matthew and Marilla were so proud of her. But one day, something very sad happened. Matthew passed away. Anne loved him so much, and losing him broke her heart. Marilla needed help running Green Gables, so Anne decided to stay home instead of going far away for school. She got a teaching job close to Avonlea so she could take care of Marilla. Even though Anne's life didn't go exactly as she planned, she was happy. She had a home, friends, and people who loved her. Anne learned that family and love were the most important things in life. Anne of Green Gables is a story about a little girl who found a home, made friends, and grew up to be brave, kind, and full of dreams. Her story teaches us to always look for the beauty in life, even when things are hard.